This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. It's great to have you with us. Topping the news tonight, the Minister of Immigration meeting with stakeholders on Grand Bahama in a closed meeting today to discuss issues related to immigration and the island's workforce. Following that meeting, Minister Fred Mitchell spoke with members of the press. Shashina Roll reports.
Government officials say it was an open and frank discussion with the industrial sector. Representation from various government ministries, including the Department of Labor and Immigration, attended the meeting. The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says some of the new policies implemented by the Department of Immigration and the importance of training were on the agenda.
While initiating the policies, we think that there may have been a misunderstanding between the industrial sector and the government. And this meeting was to clarify a lot of the misconceptions that are out there and to hear what their concerns are so that we can do a better job as government to expedite the processing of their applications for employment, as well as their labor certificates and the issuing of immigration certificates here on the island. But ultimately, the whole concept is to ensure that the industrial sector understand the importance of training and to help the government to prepare our local workforce to capitalize on the new job opportunities that will come.
Minister for Immigration Fred Mitchell says if Grand Bahama is to progress, dialogue with the private sector must continue.
There's no question that we have a pledge in the immigration sector of trying to put Bahamians first, so that the first call on the economic resources of the country, that call comes to, for, from Bahamians, and that call is answered in their favor. And I think that the sector appreciates that, and there was a frank exchange of views about how we deal with some of the issues of training and preparing the workforce for the challenges of Grand Bahama and its economy.
President of the Chamber of Commerce and representative of the industrial sector, Barry Malcolm, says the meeting stressed the importance of partnership between the two entities.
This is and should be the first of an ongoing process through which the industry comes to understand more fully the issues and concerns that drives government policy, and also so that government policy can be informed by the issues that drive and are important to business.
Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority announcing that a new roundabout is under construction at West Atlantic Drive. Earlier this year, residents called for better traffic management at the busy intersection in the area of Freeport Bible Church. And while a temporary left-only turn was put in place, City Manager Troy McIntosh says a permanent solution is now in the works.
Police have been having a lot of incidents, fender benders, and so we had something temporary in place until we've gotten an approved budget. Now we've done that, we've commenced, pretty much almost finished the completion of the circle. Initially, from what we had there, we did get a lot of complaints, but the whole idea was safety. We wanted to reduce those incidents that were occurring, and so we needed to do something immediately. And we got complaints, but we said to persons, be patient, it's only a temporary solution.
The roundabout was under construction for about 4 weeks, and the city manager is asking residents to pay attention when using this new intersection.
Just we asking persons to use the rules of the roundabout, which is the giveaway principle or yield principle. Persons who are in the circle has the right of way, and to drive with due care and attention. We realize that a lot of persons are texting, they're not paying attention, and we're still finding fender benders at all of our circles, and it shouldn't occur if they're using it properly.
International criminal networks said to be infiltrating some Caribbean countries, including the Bahamas. That was one of the issues addressed during a recent security conference here on Grand Bahama. Joan Davis-Roll has that story.
Jamaica's Minister of National Security, the Honorable Peter Bunting, says as crime in some countries continues to spiral, a criminal network has been identified involving the Bahamas and other Caribbean countries.
Illicit trade route that goes from Jamaica to Haiti to the Bahamas and on to Florida. or at least that's what my intelligence professionals tell me. And therefore, it really brings home. And that route, it's an illicit route, so it can smuggle humans, can smuggle drugs, smuggles guns, but it also tells you it has the same potential for being exploited by terrorist operators.
The security minister also noted the similarities shared among CARICOM countries, and it also involves another unsavory criminal link.
I happened last year to meet a former chairman of the Bahamian Police Association, who was in Jamaica attending the Police Federation conference. And I was having lunch with him and we were chatting and comparing notes, so to speak, of the challenges of preventing crime and violence in our respective countries. And he was speaking about the problem of criminal gangs. And I asked, so, give me an example of some of the more troublesome gangs and names that you have in the Bahamas. He said, first name he said was the One Order Gang, at which time I'm a little embarrassed to divert the subject and the conversation.
The reason Minister Bunting says he was embarrassed because that is a Jamaican gang. Bunting says, much to his dismay, it was discovered that there was a Caribbean connection regarding the recent mall massacre in Nairobi, Africa.
I read on in the story, and they're talking about a role for Samantha Luthwaite, referred to as the White Widow. And they go on to speak that this White Widow character was allegedly radicalized by Abdullah El Faisal, who happens to be, a citizen of Jamaica and resident there now.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition is coming right back.